5 years ago, a small-town tailor walked to a stranger's car and was never seen again. I pulled this one myself, straight out of a police blotter that's been sitting online for half a decade, gathering dust nobody bothered to click on. Her name was Danielle Voss. Everybody called her Danny. 27, worked the floor at Whitfield & Sons, a little menswear shop in Millbrook, Ohio. Bell over the door, a fitting room mirror older than she was. The whole place smelling faintly of new wool and steam from the pressing iron in back. Her dad had been the tailor there before her. When he passed, she picked the trade back up almost without deciding to, like putting on his old coat because it still fit. She kept his brass measuring tape in her blazer pocket every single shift. Initials EV on the case, worn smooth from 30-some years of use before it ever got to her. That tape never left her pocket, not once. I want you to hold on to that detail, because it matters more than you'd think. A man started coming in about 3 weeks before it happened. Mid-40s, maybe a little older, always paid cash, always asked for Danny by name after that first visit. Said he needed a full 3-piece for his own wedding, coming up soon. Polite, patient with the pinning and the standing still, which most men aren't. Tipped generous. Remembered small things about her, how she took her coffee, that she was saving up for tailoring school out in Columbus. You've probably met someone like that. Someone almost too easy to trust, and you can't say why it bothers you. Her co-worker Marcus, who still works the floor there, told me Danny mentioned once that something about the guy felt slightly off. Couldn't say what exactly. His hand stayed too still while she measured his shoulders, like he'd trained himself not to react to being touched. She laughed it off at the time. You do that when someone's been nothing but kind to you and you can't point to a single unkind thing he's actually done. Second fitting, he slipped once. Called it "when we get married" instead of "when I get married." Small thing, a slip of the tongue, gone again before she could ask him about it. She mentioned it to her sister that same week, half joking, said she probably imagined it. Third fitting, nothing unusual. Fourth one, the last one, that's where this stops being a normal story about a normal customer. Her car had been in the shop that week. Busted alternator, nothing dramatic, just bad timing, the kind of small inconvenience nobody remembers until it matters. His suit needed a rush delivery that same night. Some event the next morning, he said. Wouldn't say exactly what. He offered her a ride. Said it wasn't any trouble. He was headed that direction anyway. Marcus remembers locking up around 8:40. Remembers Danny folding a pocket square into the garment bag, laughing about something he can't recall now, telling him not to wait up for her. He wasn't sure of the exact minute she actually walked out. Funny how a detail like that only starts to matter after the fact, once it's too late to have paid closer attention. Think about how many small, forgettable moments happen right before something terrible. Nobody flags them at the time. Nobody can. The main street had been noisy earlier that night, a local holiday event near the square, music and lights. But as the shop door closed behind her, all of that just faded. The parking lot was dead quiet, the kind of quiet where you can hear your own coat moving against the cold. Security caught 11 seconds of her crossing that lot. Just her, walking toward a dark sedan idling near the far end, past the one spot in the whole structure where the cameras don't quite catch a plate number clean. Convenient, if you'd scouted it. Nobody thought about that part until much later. She got into the passenger side. That's the last 11 seconds anyone alive has of her. Nobody thought much of it that first night. Her sister figured she'd stayed with a friend, didn't call the police until the next afternoon, once Danny missed her shift for the first time in 4 years. I talked to the retired detective who ran point on this one years back now, and he told me straight. The wedding the man claimed he was rushing that suit for never happened. No license filed under his name, not that year, not in that county or the 3 around it. Whatever he told her wasn't the truth. Might not have been anywhere close to it. Stop and think about that for a second. 3 weeks of visits, of small talk, of remembering her coffee order, all of it built on nothing. Investigators pulled his name off the store's custom order slip. Danny had written it herself, first visit, in her own looping handwriting. The kind you use on someone you trust. Ran it. Address came back empty, rented under a name that didn't match anyone real. Vacated the exact same week, vanished. His sedan turned up 9 days later, 40 miles out. Burned down to the frame in a gravel lot off a county road nobody drives after dark. And in what was left of the trunk, melted, warped, barely holding its shape, they found a brass measuring tape, initials EV. Still legible, somehow. On the one part of it, the fire hadn't fully taken. That's the part of this story that never gets an ending. No bodies ever turned up. No arrest, not in 5 years. No name that holds together under any real scrutiny. The man on that order slip doesn't seem to have existed before those 3 weeks, and he certainly hasn't existed since. Just a burned-out car, an invented wedding, and a piece of her father's trade sitting in an evidence locker in Millbrook. Cataloged, unclaimed, nobody able to explain exactly how it ended up where it did. If you'd asked Danny a month before whether she'd ever get in a stranger's car, she'd have told you never. That's the part that should sit with you longer than the rest of it. Marcus still works the floor at Whitfield and Sons. Says some nights, closing up alone, he still checks the hook by the fitting room mirror out of habit, the one where Danny used to hang that tape before heading home. It's never there. But some nights, closing that shop down in the dark, he swears he still hears the little metal click it used to make retracting, right before he flips the lights off. If you've got a cold case like this sitting in your own town, something that never got closed, never got explained properly, tell me about it in the comments. I rid everyone. Until next time, measure twice. You don't always get a second chance to find out who's really standing across from you.